my name is Chelsea Camiso and I work for the NIJI Indigenous Mentorship Program, and I'm also a student at Lakehead. I'm taking Indigenous Learning and History currently. So what we do at the NIJI Indigenous Mentorship Program, which is formerly known as the Aboriginal Mentorship Program, is we go into local and regional high schools around Thunder Bay and the surrounding area, and we do educational activities, lessons around engineering, math, science, cultural activities, such as something that we're going to be doing today. So we're going to be making dream catchers today. And what Amanda should have dropped off to you is a bag that has a ring included in it, some ribbon, some feathers, and some string. And the only thing that's not included in the bag is scissors. So if you could go ahead and grab some scissors, you're going to need it for this activity. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to grab your ring and you're going to take your ribbon and tie it around the ring. So you're going to have to double knot it. So this is essentially going to be the bottom of your dream catcher. Just letting you know that step one is optional as it's more advanced. Difficult, so if you want to go ahead and skip this step, that's okay. So what you're going to do is wrap the ribbon around the ring until it's completely covered, like so. And while I'm wrapping, I'm going to be telling you guys a little bit about dream catchers, why they're important, and their symbolism and significance. So if you want to go ahead and skip this step and just listen to the lesson, that's okay. Today, dream catchers are associated with Indigenous culture in general, but they've actually been originated from the Ojibwe Chippewa tribe around the areas of Lake Superior. In the mid-1800s, early explorers recorded dream catchers being used to protect infants from illnesses and evil spirits. So the Ojibwe word for dream catcher, and I hope I don't butcher this, is asabikeshi, which actually means spider, which refers to the woven-like webs within the dream catcher. So what traditional dream catchers were normally made out of were willow branches curved into a hoop and sinew, which was an animal tendon or ligament that connects muscle to bone. So some other traditional parts of the dream catchers are the feathers, beads and charms, and arrowheads. So feathers are meant to be act as fluffy pillow-like ladder for the good dreams to glide down and gently enter the dreamer's mind. The beads and charms are supposed to be for protection. So a single bead can represent the spider that made the web, or others believe that the beads symbolize the bad dreams that were trapped during the night. The arrowheads are meant to be for increased strength and protection, and some makers add the arrowheads for that reason. Okay, so hopefully you guys have got your hoop all wrapped. So when you get to this point, you're going to want to tie another double knot on top of the knot you already made. Like so, and then double knot it. So I like to go under the hoop and then through. And I like to put the knots in the same spot. Just like that. Okay, so you should be left with something like this, and you can actually cut this so that it acts as like a ribbon for when we do the other parts. So I'm not going to cut it completely, or you can just cut it right off. But I'm going to use it as a ribbon for the end, so I'm going to kind of leave it. So the next step is you're going to take your string. I gave you a few options, so whatever one you feel like using. And then you're going to tie a double knot onto your hoop in the same spot as the other knots. Just like that. Okay, so this next part is the weaving part. So what you want to do is, it might be easier if you put it down on the table. So you're going to kind of make a V shape and then take your string and go through the other side of the hoop through the V that you just made. And you want to keep in mind of how big you're making these gaps, because that's kind of how, like, I'll show you one I've already made already. So this is one that I've made previously, and I kind of tried to do the same amount of spaces the whole way. I think it looks nicer. So yeah, make a V, kind of plan out how big you want it. Let's go about that big. So make another V, go through the back of the hoop, and pull. Make a V, through the hoop, and pull. So you're going to do that the whole way around, and then I'll tell you what to do next. So while you guys are making your V's, I just want to go over why dream catchers are important. So they've always been a fundamental part of Indigenous culture, and they have many purposes. So one of the purposes is for prophecies. So dreams can show future events that will affect a tribe or an individual person. For names, spiritual leaders can receive the name of a newborn child through their dreams. Spiritual strength. Many Indigenous people pray, meditate, and fast in order to bring on dreams that will give them spiritual guidance during difficult times. For symbolism, dreamers will often see a symbol that has a personal meaning to them throughout their lives. So many Indigenous people make a charm to keep with them and remind them of this symbol. So dream catchers can help these good dreams filter through to get these prophecies, names, and things like that, and get rid of the bad dreams. Okay guys, so you should have something like this, and not sure what happened, but all my string got tangled, so if that happens to you, don't worry. So the next thing we're going to be doing is going through the V's that we just made. So it's a little bit different than what we were doing. So we're going to do this the whole way around until we get to the middle. So we're going to go through each hole that we make and pull down. Through the hole and pull down. This will be easier when you put it down on this table. Through the V, pull down. So I'll just show you what happens when we get to the second layer. Okay, that's the last one on this section. So now we're going to go through the holes we just made, not the first holes. So I think we're going to go through this one. So same thing, through the holes and pull. And they look small, but you should be able to pull on them and fit your string through. No worries if it's all tangled like mine. Just a big mess until we get to the middle. And you're going to do that all the way around till you get to the middle. So while we're all weaving our webs, I just wanted to go over the legend of the Dreamcatcher with you. So the ancient legends about the history and origin of the Dreamcatcher exist among several indigenous tribes, but chiefly through the Ojibwe and Lakota nations. The legend of the Dreamcatcher began long ago, when the child of a woodland chief fell ill. Unsettled by fever, the child was plagued with nightmares and was unable to sleep. In an attempt to heal him, the tribe's medicine woman created a device that would catch these bad dreams. While many cultures find spiders to be creepy crawlers, the Ojibwe people found them to be a symbol for protection and comfort. Forming a circle with a slender willow branch, she filled the center with sinew, using a pattern borrowed from her brother, the spider, who weaves the web. This dream catcher was then hung over the bed of the child. Soon the fever broke and the child slept peacefully. Indigenous peoples believe that the night air is filled with dreams, both good and bad. When a dream catcher is hung above the bed in a place where the morning sunlight can hit it, it attracts and catches all sorts of dreams and thoughts into its webs. Good dreams pass through and gently slide down the feathers to comfort the sleeper below. When the warmth of the morning sun arrives and shines onto the dream catcher, it burns away the bad dreams that have been caught in the web. The good dreams, now knowing the path, visit again on other nights. Alright, so I'm just about done. I just wanted to show you guys where I was at, and just that I just keep going through the holes, even though they're small. Just pull on a little bit and keep pushing through.
5 hours later.
Okay guys, so when you get to the point where you have a hole in the middle, you're just about done. So you just want to pull tight. So it looks like that. And then tie a double knot. Okay, so now for the fun part. So you're gonna grab whatever ribbon or extra string you want for the bottom of your dream catcher. So for this one, I actually braided some of the string I used in the middle and attached some beads, and then I tied the feather on. I didn't use glue or anything. So yeah, we're gonna do that now. So just tie your ribbons on, your feathers. If you want to use glue or a hot glue gun, you can do that too. Okay, so I just made a little braid and added some beads on. So now I'm gonna tie it off, double knot it. And now I'm gonna add my feathers. So I think I'm gonna use these two. So I'm going to put them together, and I'm going to kind of wrap them around the bottom. Like that. And then if you want to put a big feather on, same thing, just wrap it. I think I'm going to add a white feather. This is my dog Benji. You can just tie it onto the ribbon like that. Get creative. And then for the very last step, I gave you guys some white string. You can use this for decoration, but I'm gonna use it to hang up my dream catcher. So I'm just gonna put it through the top and tie it off. And cut off the excess. Alright, so once you have your hanging string on there, your dream catcher is complete. I hope you guys had a great time. I know I did. Yeah, so if you ever need to reach out to anyone at Lakehead, I'm again Chelsea Camiso from the Niji Indigenous Mentorship Program. So feel free to shoot me an email or anything like that if you have any questions about Lakehead. And yeah, sweet dreams everybody. Have a great summer.